Now? Hey, I wrote banter. Welcome to eModels.
I was not expecting that.
Yeah, welcome to eModels.
Oh.
It's Monday night. It's again, yeah, we're in one of the moods tonight, unfortunately. So I've got, heaven knows what will happen tonight. But welcome. It's Monday night. It's eModels night. eModels.co.uk. The greatest show on earth. Yeah, it's us. I was going to say the three guys. Me and the three other guys. Me, Foxx, Chris, Colin, Ted, and I are all here for your entertainment. And so welcome. It's Monday night, and your chance this week to win an eModels mug. Yes, so stay with us.
What can they win, Ted? What can they win?
They can win an eModels mug. eModels mug. I've got one here, but it's
I can't do it fast because I'll spill water on my keyboard.
An eModels mug. An eModels mug.
Is that a new tune? There's a new tune now. Hang about. I've got a button for the original tune. I think I prefer the original. I'll press that.
An eModels mug.
There we go.
eModels mug.
New tune.
An eModels mug.
eModels mug. Yeah, I like the old one better.
Well, yes, that's it. So, it's up to you guys to give us something to talk about. So I hope you've brought all your questions with you tonight. So over to Foxx. Before we go to Colin for his Festus factoid, it's over to Foxx for terms and conditions.
Hello. Look, if this was a 3D, what was that then? What was that then, Ted?
You'd roll a rat.
I was about to say, is that a Fallout powered armor suit? Yes, welcome to pretend 3D cinema. It's like being at Alton Towers doing the Cine 3000. Ooh. I'll throw some fruit at the camera in a minute and you can pretend it's 3D. Yes, welcome. It's eModels Monday. It's eModels Monday show. This is your show. We're four blokes sitting around talking like we're in a pub, just without being in the pub, without beer.
Yeah, the social distance pub.
Yeah, like a couple 100 miles either way, really.
Yeah.
But it's your show. We're here just to lark about for a couple of hours. It's all about you guys hanging out and chat with your mates and having a good time. We all do have the chat in front of us, as always, so we can interact with you guys. If you're watching this and you can't see where the live chat is, you need to be watching us on the YouTube page. So if you can, click on the YouTube icon that's down here somewhere underneath the video player. That'll take you to the YouTube page where you can watch and at the same time join in the live chat. Because we will be doing a mug giveaway, so you need to be in the live chat for that. Are we doing a mug?
Mug.
Yeah,
it's the draw for last week's, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a draw for last week, so that means it's a mug this week. It's a mug this week, folks.
Yeah, so you want to be in the live chat to win an mug. So you want to be in the live chat, ask us questions, anything you want. For the love of dog, please do. It gives us stuff to talk about. But remember, we're all old. We've all got crappy eyesight because we all wear glasses, apart from Chris, who just is bizarrely youthful with his eyesight, and we all hate him.
Wears contacts, doesn't he?
Oh, you've broken the magic now.
I'm not saying a word. No, nothing to do with me.
But maybe he's just got a screen that's like 8 foot across and you can see it. I don't know.
Yeah, like mine.
Really big font.
Yeah, but yours is only two inches tall.
Yeah, it's like 18 foot long and 2 inches tall.
Yeah, I think I'm the only one here that's not technically advanced. I've got one camera and I've got one screen, and the camera hides the screen, so I can't see anything.
Everything is now explained. But yes, do ask us questions and stuff, because we're all old and we've all got little tiny tablets and stuff to read our chat on, or in Colin's case, a small thing about this big and that long. Do put your comments in big fat capital letters, or as Ted prefers to call it,
bold.
Yep, put your comments in bold, in big fat capital letters, so we have a chance to see it with our old man eyes. If you want to, you can do a super chat, which is pressing by clicking the dollar symbol at the bottom of the chat window. That puts your comment in a coloured box and we can't miss it. If you don't want to do that, I beg your pardon.
Ka-ching.
Ka-ching.
Can we have people put their comments in italic for a change instead of bold?
Yeah, a Gothic font or something like that.
I don't know. Yeah. I'm good with French, but I can't really do Italian. It was terrible. So anyway, yes, ask us lots of questions because for God knows we've got nothing else to talk about normally. So ask us things in chat, and yes, we'll answer anything apart from religion and politics as always. But anyway, that's the terms and conditions. Watch the show, have a good time, do the chatting. Happy times. 3D.
Happy times. Yes. So do as he said. And behave.
Oh, don't forget, of course, family friendly show. Please be nice in chat. Please be friendly. The mods will keep an eye on you, but please don't swear and please don't mention other retailers in chat. Thank you very much. Good night now.
Thank you very much. And now we will dash across to Colin at the factoid desk. Colin, the factoid.
Oh, are you lot? Are you lot in? Are you lot in for a treat tonight? Because
Oh, here we go.
I've just scrolled through this lot, and I'm like, oh no. The first one up, and I'm going to have a go at this.
Hang on, what are we doing? Is it a factoid, a birth, or a death? Because I've got different buttons to press.
Yeah, I'm going to do fact, death, then birth, Chris.
Okay, ready. Factoid coming up. There
Factoid's coming up.
I could hear the button being pressed then.
Yeah. This is to do with the internal combustion engine.
Ooh.
Yeah. Here goes. In 1860, the Società Anonima del Nuova Motor Barsanti e Matuki, the anonymous society of the new Barsanti and Matuki engine, was formed in Florence, Italy. So I've just destroyed the Italian language.
So you can't do italics either.
Nah, I can't do none of that. That was to manufacture internal combustion engines. On the 5th of June 1853, Father Eugenio Barsanti and Filippo Matuki were the first to record having designed a three-stroke gas engine that was to be commercially developed. There you go. So that
how many strokes there?
Yeah, that's that's the factoid. Shall we have a couple of deaths? And let's have a looky look. Oh, go on, Bennett. Well, let's go for an easy. We'll go for an easy one first. On this very day in 1972, at the age of 77, Philip Drinker dropped it, and he was an American engineer whose invention of the iron lung was a negative pressure ventilator that provided external respiration support.
Oh,
so
yes.
he sadly died.
Did you know there are still people in iron lungs? There's not many of them left now.
Apparently, it's a thing again, though, isn't it? Is it polio?
No, I read an article on the website about a year ago about the last few people who are still in iron lungs, and the last few people who maintain them for them, because there's
really.
There used to be a treatment for tuberculosis.
But the company that makes them doesn't make the parts anymore, so they have to kind of cobble them and fix them as they go along. It's quite amazing.
Proper MacGyver stuff.
Yeah.
Also, on this day in 1909, at the age of 73, Cesare Lombroso, who died, and he was an Italian physician, psychiatrist, and pioneer criminologist who employed Darwinian ideas of evolution to account for criminal behaviour. So there's two deaths, and the births, well, I don't know where I'm going to begin on this one. There's some good ones. I'm going to go for it. Where is it? Oh, yeah, I'll do him last.
Do him last.
You're going to have, well, this one is my starter for 10 Fox. I'm prepared for this one, mate.
Oxford.
On this day in 1881, Maurice Irene Marie Giganox.
Didn't he invent Dungeons and Dragons?
Was born, and he was a French geologist who investigated the stratigraphy of the late Pleonki
Pleonki.
Pleonki and quantum deposits of the Mediterranean. It is spelled Pliocene. Pleonki.
Pliocene.
That's the bloke. So he was
That's the bloke.
I know this one. Well, I'm going for it. This bloke, and I'll start you off easily, Fox. This bloke was an Indian American astronomer and astrophysicist, and his name was Subrahmanan Chandra Sakya.
No, it wasn't. That wasn't his name, was it? No.
I'm going to copy and paste it. into the chat, folks, because yeah, it's that name there.
Yeah.
And I think I said it in the most accurate, accurate man. Subramanian Chandra.
Subramanian.
Subrahamanian
Subramanian
Yeah.
Chandrasekhar, yeah.
Yeah, that's him.
That's what you said. That's what you said, isn't it?
Yeah, and he accepted the theory and the later evolutionary stages of massive stars.
Can I make a suggestion going forward?
Yeah,
For a
can I
new-
just
for a new-
do
for-
Gary Smith or something?
No. I think we need a new segment. I think we need Festus Dinosaur of the Week.
Oh, you look at the post-it note. Yeah, a Defincusaurus. So there you go,
Dinosaur of
folks.
the week.
I hope you all enjoyed them, and I expect you all to practice your pronunciation.
Practice.
Yeah, that's, I thought I got away with that.
Some English words, isn't it, Colin?
Oh, mate, tell what I...
Malcolm says, Festa, will you do a reading at my funeral?
Oh, mate, honestly, I'd love to be the bloke that reads out all the foreign names on the news, mate.
Yeah, but
Paul
the news
Lyons-
would take too long.
Paul Lyons says, these videos are shown to people learning English and they are told, don't talk like him. And he says, and that's coming from a southerner.
Yeah, I got told when I was 14 not to go to school anymore. It was better for them and for me if I stayed away. Does it notice?
The only place in the country where they move school.
Yeah, it's like, you know, you're giving the school a bad name, mate.
Yes. Mama Fox is shouting at me that we're all out of focus, but that's just the stream. It's not actual focus.
Oh, sorry, Mum, I didn't shave.
Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me. I didn't
Put
put
your
my hat
glasses
on,
on,
yet.
Mama
I've-
Fox. Put your glasses
I've
on.
got my hat to wear this week.
Oh, you got a hat.
Oh, look at that.
Yes.
Oh,
There we
yes.
go.
Oh, they're getting cuter each week, aren't they?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a top hat,
He's
Chris.
regressing. He's really regressing, but somebody's not wearing a hat now.
I would say, though, Fox, that someone is desperately trying to be Mama's favourite, isn't he?
Yeah, but it's working.
I
Well,
know.
I
I am. There's just no
Can
denying
I
it anymore.
have to say, I just heard a little bit of clapping from downstairs when you put the hat on. So
Do you actually think now he hasn't actually got these in stock? He actually goes out and buys them on a Monday morning, thinking, "What hat can I get tonight?"
Yeah.
I think that's it. Just what would Mama Fox like this week? That one. Yeah.
No, I must admit, I did for last week. I bought a couple, so this is the second one. I don't have any more new hats to wear.
yeah,
I'll have to go back through the collection for next time.
Not yet, anyway. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I put the baseball hat on. There we go.
It's Eminem Ted. Gangster Ted is in
all
the
right,
house.
in it. You know what I mean?
In it.
Well,
Ali
buzzing,
Ted.
That's well buzzing, mate. And I.
Yeah.
Well,
Big done night. Yeah. Get down. Yeah.
What was that?
Good.
What are we doing Australian for?
No, why you kind of go Australian then? G'day, bro.
Yeah,
What a ripper, bros.
Sad's that says Ted's got his head on backwards.
Yeah, that's it. Just put it on side. Yeah.
Now I
Why-
can take forwards or backwards, but not sideways.
Why?
No.
Why is the only thing I can think of Poochie from The Simpsons? I don't know.
All right. I'll win the show. Yeah, it's down to you guys tonight to ask us some questions.
Yeah, ask us anything, innit?
Yeah, it's ask me anything tonight.
Did you just heft us back onto the rails there, Ted?
I did. I'm trying to sort you lot out. Yeah, behave yourselves.
You haven't
Yeah, good luck
asked your question yet, Ted.
What question's that?
Liam Bench.
Oh, belly and bench. Yes, we always have belly and bench. I was just getting round to it. Yeah. I was waiting to see if somebody would point that out. Thank you very much. Yeah, we always have belly and bench, as we know. I was just getting round to it. So, what's in your belly and what's on your bench tonight? We're not particularly bothered about what's on the bench, but what's in your belly anyway.
Yeah,
So
we ask both. We don't really care about what you're working.
Yeah,
It's more
we
about-
don't. Yeah,
we need about food.
As we said last week, when people tell us what's on the bench, they just give us a load of numbers, and none of us know what it's about.
Yeah. But when they tell us about the food, after that point, we don't care about what's on the bench.
So what Ted really means is belly and belly.
Yeah.
Billy.
What's in your belly and what's
Yeah, what you going
We
to
could
have
always
tomorrow?
we could always go belly and brew.
Yeah.
could do.
What's
What's
that's
in your
true.
belly and what you're drinking.
Yeah, well,
Very, very, very quickly, guys, just Phil Lewis says you may not be sticking around for too long. He's suffering a bit with lower leg pain for some circulation issues. So take it easy, buddy.
Yeah, mind how you go, mate, and look after yourself, fella.
Thank you for sticking around as long as you can, however long you can stick with us. But take it easy. Don't suffer on our account. We're not worth it.
Yeah. I know what it's like, Phil, with pains of the leg. I've been suffering myself lately, but good. Yeah, good. You dropped in anyway. You can always watch us on catch up bit by bit.
And I hate to tell you, we've actually got a proper question and everything.
Oh, we haven't.
Now
Is it somebody new by any chance?
No, it's somebody who should know better. It's Stewpot.
Oh,
that's an actual model making question. Stewpot says, I've just picked a bit of plastic off my chair. That's probably not good. He didn't ask that. Stewpot says, okay, guys. Now, he doesn't put it in capital, so he's lucky that I saw it. Okay, guys, was thinking of buying a decent airbrush. What do you use and why? Also, what's your thoughts on the Apex? I've never used an Apex. I don't know about it.
No, was that a why with an H?
It was why.
Well, I've got an Apex there and I love it. I've got an H&S and I love it.
That's harder in Steenbeck for the uninitiated.
And I've also got a load of the pistol grips as well, Neo for eye waters. So yeah, it depends on what my hands are doing.
Yep, I use a Neo. Well, I've got two. I've got a Neo for water trigger TRN1, which I adore because I can't use button brushes. I can't use the traditionals because I've got funky fingers that don't bend at the end, and if I do that for more than about 10 minutes, I'm in agony and I get cramps. So this for me is like, I can use that finger can stabilize the brush, and these ones, that's the trigger control. Yeah, and I can spray for hours. So I've got one of these. Yeah. That's a 0.35. That's my workhorse. I've also got a 0.5 Iwata Revolution that I use for hardcore stuff like anything where I might need to clean it out with alcohol or lacquers or anything like that. I'll put through the 0.5 because it's still all right. But that other one's a workhorse. And anything really crappy like primer and stuff, I might put through the Revolution. But this is my go-to. When I bought this, it was like 80 quid. Now they're a lot more expensive. I don't know why. But,
another thing I like about this Apex as well is it's got a progressive needle, 0.3 to 0.5. So you pull it back at 0.3 and then you pull it back further and it goes at 0.5. So it's a good all-rounder.
Yeah.
I must admit.
I got the same as Foxx, so he just told you all about it, so I don't need to.
TRN1. You can get the TRN2, which is the same thing, but it's a side feed cup rather than gravity feed cup. It's fine. I just would recommend the whatever airbrush you go for, I would recommend a gravity feed over a side feed, just because it's easier to clean a gravity feed out. I mean, with a gravity feed, the gravity is doing the work for it. It's pulling the paint through. With the side feed, it's got to do a bit of work, but it's a bit fiddly to clean out. And whatever you do, don't get one with the bottle on the bottom because they're just garbage.
The siphon feeds, they're an absolute pain. Yeah,
they need a lot of air pressure to pull the paint through. They're a pain in the bum. Quick color change is not something you'll ever do with a siphon feed. So always make sure you get gravity feed, or at the worst, a side feed. But gravity feed better. What about you, Ted?
Me, I've got the H&S.
That's harder in Steenbeck for the initiative.
Harder in Steenbeck. I can't remember which one it is. The Evolution.
Evolution, that one, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the one that comes with two needles. It was a good price for what I was paying for it at the time, and with two needles, it's not like getting two airbrushes in one, really. But brilliant, nice and fits in a hand. Nice bit of engineering, and with the drop-in needle, it's really sweet when it comes to cleaning up because you just take the needle out, drop it in something, and it's all done. Brilliant.
I mean, when it comes to getting a new airbrush, it's hello. There goes this compressor.
Compressor.
When it comes to airbrushes, if you are just starting out, we always give the same advice, and we'll give the same advice again every time. Things like harder and Steenbeck brushes and my Iwata now they're not the harder and Steenbeck are kind of the prestige brushes. They're the expensive ones. My Iwata and similar ones, they're kind of mid-range. There are obviously lower range, cheaper airbrushes as well. And we would say if you're just starting out, we've always said that airbrushing has a very steep but very short learning curve. Yeah. It's like that. It doesn't take long to figure it out, but by God, you'll sweat a little bit while you're trying to figure it out because you have to do some mental gymnastics. It's not hard. You'll get there. It's just some people don't take to it at all, and you don't want to go out and buy a harder and Steenbeck and then suddenly find you don't like airbrushing.
Yeah.
So we would say don't go and buy some Chinese knockoff thing from eBay because they're generally garbage. They're not very good, and there's no point learning to ride a bike if you've got square wheels. Don't spend a fortune on airbrush straight away, but start at the lower end, like your Sparmax or some of the budget Iwatas or something like that.
Yeah.
Just so you can get yourself a nice cheap airbrush, have a play with it, have some fun with it, and get to learn how to use it. And then when you're ready, if you enjoy it, then you can start looking at some of the more higher end airbrushes. But we would always say, all of us, don't get the crappy kits.
Most of us have collected airbrushes over the years. We've been doing the hobby, haven't we? We've progressed with different brands and that. So.
There is a strong temptation just to nip on eBay and buy the 60 quid compressor and airbrush set that's got like 5 different needles and a compressor. Don't. It won't work properly. It probably won't be the best airbrush in the world. You're going to learn on something that's going to make learning hard. Like we said, airbrushing is complicated but easy. It's tough but quick. There's no point making it any harder trying to get into it. It's Marmite. You either love it or you hate it. And to learn to airbrush, you want to have the smoothest learning curve possible, the smoothest experience. So you get yourself a proper brand name, Iwata, Badger, the Apex, and all the sort of the budget, and give the guys at eModels a call and say, I don't know what I'm doing with airbrushing. I want to learn what's a good starter set, and they'll sort you out because they don't sell the crappy knockoff stuff.
But once you hit that sweet spot when you're airbrushing and you think, wow, how have I never had a finish like this before? You
don't forget it though, do you? I mean, I've got Chinese knockoff pistol grips here that I use for me gloss coats, me matte varnishes, things like that. But then I've got like the H&S that I use for lacquers. I've got a Mr. Hobby that is set up for pre-shading, and then obviously the Apex as an all-rounder. So the airbrush depends on what I'm doing, but I have them set for different jobs.
Yeah, the sort of what we could call the knockoff Chinese, they're just kind of the no-name brands. They're just usually just like mass-produced in factories somewhere. They're not very good. They do have a function if you know what you're doing with airbrushes. If you're competent and if you can field strip your airbrush and put it back together again and clean it, and you know what you're doing, there is a place for them, because then you can use them as, like Colin does, for the hard duty tasks where it doesn't matter if it breaks. If after a month it breaks, you just throw it away.
Cheap Chinese knockoff for gloss coat, and all I did was micro mesh the needle, honed it down, put some needle juice in it, and it was perfect.
So they are useful, but not if you're starting out. If you know what you're doing, you can have a few of them for the tough jobs, but don't go for one of them if you're just starting out, because they won't work properly. The needle won't fit properly and perfectly in the nozzle. The production values will be low. It might not spray properly, and you'll think you're doing it wrong. So don't be tempted by them when you're starting out. Wait till you know what you're doing. Get yourself some decent brushes, and then you can buy a few of them for like the dirty jobs. I've got a couple somewhere that I use for like.
Probably a good starting point is Badger, Neo for Iwata, that sort of thing, isn't it? Because they're machined, they're honed, the tolerances are decent, and.
The real budget end, I think, is your Sparmax stuff. And Sparmax, if I remember right, I could have this wrong. If I remember rightly, Sparmax brushes are basically the same manufacturer as Iwata, in the same factory, in the same machines. They're just they're licensed to each other. So they're basically the same thing, but the Sparmax is like the budget end. So, but give the guys at eModels a call and say, I don't know what I'm doing. What do I need? And then
one thing about the guys at eModels, because they're selling airbrushes and stuff, they usually have a stock of spares as well. So if you break something, or bend a needle, you can get the spares, and you're not left with a hunk of metal in your hand.
So don't start expensive, but don't go too cheap when you're starting out.
We have our first Billy and bench.
I'm just looking through that.
Nana Sunrise says belly, KFC and fries, bench, crochet blanket.
Oh, crochet blanket. I don't know where we are in chat now.
It's a time of year to take up crocheting, knitting, especially blankets, because as you knit, your knees get warmer and warmer. So that's the secret to knitting this season. AJ Andy McCall, is it Andy? Never mind. I can't see it because all my words are all like greyed out.
Your words aren't working again.
Whoa. The words are not working.
Sounds like a factoid.
I think somebody needs a second monitor, don't you?
Anyway, he's got spag bol and chili sauce and bench note.
Ian Thompson says, what the heck, meatballs on a bed of rice? But he puts it in square brackets for some reason. I don't quite know why.
B3 Belly's got cob bowls and chips, and bench is the latest space tug kit bash thing.
Cod balls
and chips.
Are they moist, Fox?
Moist. By the way, we should warn people, by the way.
Now.
It seems that often Google have fixed an issue with microphones in Hangouts, whereby if any of us went loud or did close-up stuff, it would drop the microphone volume down.
Yeah.
And we had to kind of avoid doing it because we'd have to constantly ride the volume. They seem to have fixed it again. So now we can go dead loud or and it won't.
Yeah,
So
we can
we do
start playing like children, can't we?
so when I say about capitals and Ted goes bold, it doesn't knacker his microphone input. He'll still be 100%. So happy times.
EC Idaho, belly, grilled cheese sandwich with pepperoni, bench, 1978 FX 172nd Saab Draken.
Ooh, is that actually
that's an airplane in it, not a car? That's...
Yes. Is that the actual vintage 1970 kit or the 1970 plane? If it's a vintage 1970 kit, that's an old kit. That's older than me. It's not older than Ted.
It's not older than me.
No.
I probably built it when I was a kid.
Speedy Curate says bench, Jim Beam over ice, belly, Jim Beam that's not on the bench.
No, that sounds all right.
I'm
I'm not a Jim Beam drinker, but yeah.
Did you just press your mute button?
I did press my.
You're playing with buttons, aren't you, Ted?
Ted, you know what happens when you press buttons? Birds fall out of trees and aircraft stop.
Michael Jackerman, Belly's 2 cheeseburgers from the A11 Burger Bar bench. Is still painting the golden eye in the hole.
Are we to assume that you're actually on the A11 then, Michael Jackerman? Paul Lyon says, belly southern fried chicken with hash brown waffles and mushy peas. Mushy peas. That's a good northern food.
Primetime Modeling's got Spag Bol and Lala Ferrari. Lala Ferrari. Is it pink?
No, didn't you arrest Lala Ferrari for soliciting once?
Yes, Lala Ferrari. Wasn't she on that Friday night programme?
I think she was running a regular Friday night arrests.
You heathen, Ted. You heathen. It's Nicky Lauder's Ferrari 312.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's not Lola Ferrari.
No, she was the lady in the Sunday Sport. Not that I would know. Just to clarify that.
Yeah, it's just I'd heard the name. I couldn't place where I'd heard it.
Yeah, she had attributes, Ted.
A couple of them. Just to finish Paul Lyon's bench and belly, that was in the middle of.
Sorry, geese.
On the bench, he's got 176 M40 artillery gun on a tank chassis.
Model making mayhem, belly, venison sausages with mashed potatoes and roast veg.
I had chicken sausages for my dinner tonight. It sounds really weird, but they're most pleasant.
David Moore's got fish and chips and mushy peas and
mushy
peas. Cider.
Mushy peas. Mushy peas is correct. See, all peas are rubbish apart from mushy peas.
Yeah, it's got to be mushy, mate.
See, normal peas are just middle class watery nonsense, but mushy peas is proper northern working class goodness.
And only from the chip shop.
Yeah, chip shop mushy peas. Or well, you can get a tin of mushy peas
with a pot of gravy.
Oh no,
yes.
no,
chip shop gravy.
Chip shop gravy. Oh,
no,
wait, hang on.
Hang
on a minute. Colin, you're a southerner. How do you know about chip shop gravy?
Because our chip shop here does chip shop gravy, mate, with mushy peas.
Is he a northerner?
Yeah.
You've got a proper northern chip shop down south.
Yeah.
You are the luckiest southerner in the world.
Yeah.
Does he do scraps?
He's from Burnley, and yeah, he does the fish cakes, but he does like little fish chunks, scraps of fish, and that, and all of that.
Oh no! Scraps are a totally different thing. Scraps are scraps. Yeah.
Scraps aren't just chips. Scraps are anything.
Yeah.
Scraps is scrapings. Is it proper? I mean, you won't know if you're not northern, but is it proper northern thick, stodgy chip shop gravy?
Yeah, it's tilt the thing, and it gloops towards the edge, and it goes to drip, but it then creeps its way back into the pot. So you've got to give it a bit like a bottle of tomato sauce. You've got to give it a bit of a drier one.
And then when it starts coming out, it's like a super polymer. It just keeps coming out.
Yeah, and you think, oh, it's like that. Do you remember that pot of slime you had as a kid that used to make go? Yeah, it's like that.
In that case, you're a very lucky southerner if you've got a northern
I love it
chip shop.
Because I had banger in batter and chips with the old mushy peas and gravy the other night, and Dave was giggling because, oh mate, it was like Shaggy out of Scooby Doo. It's like gone.
Now, does he sell chips on a bun, and what does he call them on his menu?
Chips on a bap.
We'll let him. Well, he's Burnley, isn't he? So we'll give him a bit of leeway on that.
And it's just the chip butty.
Next time you go in, ask him for a chip balm and see what he says.
Chip balm.
Chip balm. Give me a chip balm, mate.
Yeah, or if he's from further north, it could be a chip stotty.
That's a bit too.
Because normally when we go up to Edinburgh, we have the old Arbroath Smokies.
Oh yeah, nice bit of kipper that is.
You could just sit there and just pick it. Oh,
I'm not a big fish liker, but I love herring and I love kipper.
Yeah.
Right, moving on. EC Idaho asks a question. I don't think it's for our minds, but probably for the group chat minds. Any recommendations on a good 1/48th P40 model? Airfix, not Revell monogram. So
No idea.
yeah, I think the guys in chat will probably answer that one for you better than we will.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know really much about planes, but I know if you're looking for good plane models, you're probably looking at things like Ted's got a visitor in his man loft.
Yeah, it's got one of these dragonfly type things.
Dragonfly?
Well,
What, like that big?
Yeah, it's got these big legs on it. Look.
Oh wow, hang on.
Yeah.
Hold up to the camera. What? How big is that?
It's tiny. What? Yes.
Is it a mosquito or what is it?
It's like a little dragonfly type thing. It's like a tiny dragonfly.
Wow, cool.
Good.
Is that one of the things that Foxx hates?
Yeah. It's a bit chewy.
I don't know aircraft, but I do know from what the people have said, if you're looking at good quality kits, you're probably looking at Tamiya, Hasegawa, Trumpeter and brands like that, Revell, Airfix and Monogram. I mean, Airfix can do some good kits. Revell, I don't know about Monogram, Revell.
Yeah, I think you might have a bit of banana in on some of the halves on them, so.
Yeah. But it's, if Tamiya, I don't know if Tamiya do a P... It is a plane, isn't it, a P40? I've got that right, haven't I?
Yeah,
What's the one that Nevbo did?
Isn't it the Mustang?
I think it is. They probably already answered it in chat. We're going to make complete spoons of ourselves.
Yeah.
But
We'll catch up with it eventually.
I would guess they're going to suggest things like Hasegawa, Tamiya, even Fine. I don't know if Fine Models do a 1/48th of that, but Fine Models do some good aircraft kits as well. Model Making Mayhem. We've done that one. No, we haven't. Did we do Mayhem's venison sausages?
No, we don't. Matt Bradford, Billy Chicken, Billy Chicken, Billy Chicken. I think that's probably a meal in itself. Bench Eagle Transporter. Nearing completion.
Eagle Transporter. Andrew Preston says sausage, chips, and beans. Bench Airfix Grumman Hellcat.
Malcolm says his kid's choice. His belly contains porridge, proper, the finest waff stirred porridge. Contents of my bench are of no consequence. This is the correct answer.
Sorry,
Colin's got to read the next one.
Hang on, we've missed one out just very quickly. Joseph Kelly says, belly, broil the salmon and spuds, bench utterly failing at making tiny rivets. Make giant rivets instead, then. It's much easier.
It's Colin's turn for the Graham M.
Oh, Graham N. Belly, beef, bog with no bog. Beef, boggy, Guigan.
Beef, Barry McGuigan, what?
Beef, bog with Guigan.
He's now saying Barry McGuigan, isn't he? He can't help himself.
Please have. Yeah, look at the post-it note. Bench is a German boat coming on. Is that beef, boggy? No.
Beef
bourguignon.
I've got
beef. He's got beef.
The beef. Yeah, beef.
You got a nice bit of beef. Nice bit of beef.
Oh dear.
Common Road Junction's in, says, how is everyone? Hail, welcome, Common Road Junction.
Yeah, just moving on down the chat because there's a lot we need to catch up and get towards the
In Thompson says, with airbrushing, don't you spend more time masking up your model? Only if the model requires masking.
Yeah, that's it. You spend probably a day or a full evening masking. You spend about 2 minutes spraying. You don't even use all the paint that's in the paint cup, and you're finished.
But then again, don't forget, if you're painting like a tank that's one colour, you're probably not going to do any masking.
Yeah.
So it does depend on the kit, but it's more than work. Masking is not as hard as you think, and it is more than work.
But if you knock your air pressure right down and you've got an airbrush with a Mac valve, you can probably freehand the camo on the tank anyway.
Yeah. I mean, when we do our tanks for the Christmas special, I've actually committed to not do anything on mine until the day. So I will do airbrush it. And if I do a camouflage scheme, it'll be a freehand airbrush camouflage scheme.
Yeah, I went for the easy option. I just got a Titanic.
Paul DeSmasso says he obviously still got KFC for dinner, and he's drilling out holes on his 144 Type 7C U-boat.
Where are we up to in chat now? I've got lost.
All right. Anyway, I
think you've jumped ahead there, haven't you?
I don't think so. I think that was the next belly thing.
Anders Eriksson says belly.
Oh no, I've missed some. Yep.
Okay. Anders Eriksson says belly. Are we all ready for this belly? Diet day. He's back on the diet days again.
Oh mate.
I thought we changed the diet day to Tuesday.
He's gone back now, isn't it? He says, so it was a shrimp, blah. Start again. So it was a shrimp salad. That's hard to say, that shrimp salad. It was a shrimp salad for lunch, then coffee and fruit this evening. Bench, the Panzer IV. Well, the Panzer IV is on temporary hold. I had to change the battery pack in the small vacuum cleaner. Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say the Panzer IV is on temporary hold, like, you know, for the rest of the year or something. You've been making it for 2 years. You can't suddenly stop now.
Steve131 asks, are they having a Black Friday? When is Black Friday meant to be anyway? Is it soon? Or...
I don't know if things like that are happening. I would have thought so, because Amazon still had their Prime Day, didn't they?
Yeah, well, Pete Mate's not asked me to do an animation for it yet, so...
It's normally November, isn't it?
Mid-November, normally. I'm sure they will.
Is it normally it's normally the Friday after Remembrance, isn't it?
Yeah, something like the 13th or 14th.
Thereabouts, isn't it? Yeah.
I suspect they will, but I've not said anything yet. No, Sergeant Brown says, nah, they just have Dunkel Game Thursdays.
Depends on which shade, Bill.
Michael Jackman says, yes, one drawback I found after switching to airbrushing is the time it takes to mask up, but the superior finish more than makes up for it. Yeah, and again, it does depend on the model. Not every model needs masking or anything. If you're doing an aircraft, obviously you're going to have to mask off canopies and things like that and under areas and stuff. If you're doing AFVs, they might just be one colour. So it depends what you're doing. It could be, if you're doing Gumpler, yeah, you're welcome to a world of hurt, basically. Yeah.
Well, I'll soon know that because I've got one on the way and I'm excited.
Yeah. Well, yours is easy because if you paint yours officially, it's all one colour anyway. But I know you're not going to do that. So.
No. Buy the box, never.
Nah, never. Yes, Festus will be doing a Gumpler soon. I know, shock horror.
I know.
I don't know where we're at in the chat, but I see Speedy Q8 says, living in the Scottish Highlands, he enjoys a nice American sour mash bourbon.
Ted? Ted?
Yeah.
That's where we're up to in the chat.
Is that what? That's a good guess then.
Phil Lewis says,
if you're in the Scottish Highlands, you've got all them other local producers to drink before you get.
Why are you drinking American stuff when you've got actual proper Scotch whiskey available in every street?
Single malts.
It's like they've got, if you're in Scotland, they've got literal like whiskey bottle dispensers on every street corner.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, whereas we go for a bottle. Yeah, whereas we go to the court for a bottle of.
I'm
lemonade.
surprised Spiddy hasn't got a still in his garden and knocking up some of his own Spiddy Q8 hooch.
He's saving up to get the proper Scottish whiskey tap, hot, cold, and whiskey.
Yeah.
Where are we up to?
Phil Lewis.
I was going to say Nevbo's in. Oh, sorry, go on.
That's all right, mate. Go on.
Phil Lewis is before Nevbo.
So. Chicken sandwich in the belly, and on the bench is toying with the idea of picking up the big 1999 Eagle again.
Yeah, but lift from the legs. Otherwise, he said picking it up. You get it. It's a big model. Lift from the legs.
Sure. Yeah, we got it. It just wasn't funny.
Nevbo's in. One of your moderators and content creators. He says belly, roast chicken, bench, still the Ryefield Sherman. Cool.
Good kid.
Common Road, belly, jacket, potato, bench, Panzer.
You see punctuation, people. Potato, bench.
Panzer IV, Spitfire, my 22nd and Bedford truck. I don't understand.
You could read that as belly, jacket, potato, bench, Panzer IV, Spitfire, my 22 Bedford truck.
Is he doing several things at once? Okay, I've got you.
It's kind of amusing when they don't put the punctuation because I like the idea of belly, jacket, potato, bench, Panzer.
Oh, when there's no punctuation, it's like one of my factoids, mate.
EC Idaho says, I don't know what any of this means. Draken is maybe late 70s. Oh, this is the Saab.
This is the one we talked about earlier.
Draken is maybe a late 70s release, but still from the 1970s. Lol. Decals yellow, button and like plastic card in window to bleach out the yellow. Crossing fingers they will work. Yeah, one of the old techniques that people try is when you get old decals that have yellowed up to put them in a window so they get more UV and it sometimes clears them up.
Yeah, sometimes I haven't heard of any success reports about that. Yeah, if it doesn't work, I suppose nothing's lost. If you don't try it, you'll never know. But if it doesn't work, there's plenty of sort of aftermarket decals for that sort of kit.
It depends on the cause of the yellow. Sometimes it's just the glue has broken down. Sometimes it's the actual plastic in the decal film or whatever it's the chemicals in there they've just been affected by the UV and gone yellow, and that's all that go past then.
Yeah, I put it in. I put it in the top of the bin bag, and it's sort of escaped and flew off.
Well, don't squish it. Is it like
Oh,
like a mayfly or something? It's not like a giant mosquito, is it?
no, it's a dragonfly type shape, but just very small.
Ooh, are you going to name it? What can we name it?
Fred.
Fred. Fred the dragonfly.
Where are we at?
Thompson says, Colin, what type of gravy? We need details. I think we've done that, haven't we? Chip shop gravy.
Yeah, it's light brown.
Look up Northern Chip Shop gravy.
Yeah, I think we're back to the chip shop because Andrew Preston mentions batter bits. That's a scraps.
Yeah.
That's what it's scraps.
If you've never experienced Northern Chip Shop gravy, as soon as you're able to legally and safely go up north, and by north I mean like at least Manchester, at least cross the border into say Cheshire, possibly Chester.
That means Watford for us, Chris.
Cumbria.
Yeah, no, but yeah, definitely Cumbria. Northern Chip Shop gravy, like proper chip shop gravy. Ted's kind of stuck on an O face there.
Yeah, something of frozen then.
Yes.
Yeah. Go to Chippy Bank for
Chippy Bank in Ulverston in Cumbria. Oh.
How's your Wimpy in Barrow coming along, Ted? By the way, mate. Not that we're trying to wind Foxx up.
No, it's a Burger King at the building. Yeah. But
still annoying, but a bit annoying.
Zadster says, I think they're only about 10 minutes behind now. I'm up to date now, but I've missed a few out. But yeah.
Speedy Curator says, black pudding and mushy peas, a ferret down me trousers, if you please, a pint with an head on it, and then you'll know you're singing out the Northern Calypso. I hope I've got copyright strikes.
Yeah. Ferret racing in the local pub. Used to go to a pub where they used to do the pigeon racing. Yeah, so you'd be sat there one night, and then all these fellas would come in with the clocks, all to sign in.
Happen these read, lad.
Ah.
Have a look. Michael Jackman, something about football, but it means nothing to me.
No, David Moore says, Colin, ask him for a smack bomb. I don't know. It's scallop and potato fritter, apparently. But
I'll do that, mate.
Yeah, and then when the drug squads catch you, just
Yeah.
Graham Roberts says steak pie with cabbage in the farters, aka beans.
AJ's asking Ted how the Titanic's coming on.
Oh, there we go. We can all have a rest now for 5 minutes.
Yeah, slowly. Yeah, that's about it. Slowly. I haven't done any more on it, but I am getting back into it. There's like two.
Are you being invaded tonight, Ted?
There's like two flying insects around here, and they seem to be dog fighting with each other.
No, Ted, it could be kind of the getting a bit jiggy with it. You know what I mean? It could be
no, I think the two different brands of insects.
Two different flavours. Yeah.
Can you, when they go past you, you're getting like little tiny version of Ride of the Valkyrie.
There's one doing the loops now.
Steve131 says Toad in the Hole, Airfix Typhoon. Simple, but straight to the point.
Airfix Typhoon. Which one? The car door one or the one that I built, the non-car door one?
Lee Barrett clarifies the P40 is the P40 Warhawk. The Hellcat Nev did. Preston. In that case, whoever is asking for a 148th P40, get that Tamiya one that Nevbo did on the eModels build because it's really good.
Yeah. Ian asks, how long did it take to build that Dragonfly? I didn't actually build it, but what I might do in a moment is actually set fire to it. Then I'll have me on the sort of red arrows displayed.
Mr. Dragonfly would not like to be set to fire. Thank you, please, says it again.
Spid says, I think to make the chat more fun, we should all start to type with no punctuation or capitalisation to thoroughly test our hopes for reading and breath retention. What do you think? Yes or no, peeps?
My first comment, like, and subscribe.
And breathe.
Michael Jackman says, waiting for Black Friday to buy my Christmas present. Want a trumpeter 132nd Eurofighter Typhoon.
Oh, that's going to be nice. That's going to be nice, isn't it? Oh, I think that brings us to the end of the chat. Now what?
Well, apart from the extra 400 comments after that.
No, that was the end of them.
Dev Colbert asks how the search for a new eModels builder is going. We're kind of stopped. It's not the right time.
The world's been on fire, hasn't it? So it's kind of been suspended for the foreseeable.
Yeah, we're not looking at taking anyone else on now at the moment.
Yeah. But you never know when we'll be back on the hunt. So yeah, keep watching, keep building your portfolio.
Quite man's still on the painkillers because he says, Ted, what sort of trainers did the Penguins have for that racing? Oh, he said pigeons, but you can see why I thought it might have said penguins.
What was that? What sort of pigeons?
What sort of trainers did they have? Man, he'd be on the painkillers again.
Oh,
that's not how you spell pigeons, by the way.
Pigeons.
Pigeons.
Where are we at?
Because they coo.
Yes. Mayhem says, yes, Speedy Curator, I think that's a wonderful idea. It has cognitive reflexes of all of them, especially Foxx. And it's really small on that screen as well. And you see, it's tiny text, and with my bad eyesight, I can still read it fast.
I think Anders is trying to make us do William Shatner impressions, which I can't do, but Foxx probably can.
Or maybe we can use we've done it German style. I can't do William Shatner. I can't do William Shatner. Or maybe we can use over punctuation. This is ridiculous. I can't do William Shatner.
That's better than mine would have been.
I don't sound suitably fat, so.
My chat seems to have frozen. Hang on while I reboot it. So
we'll just wait for you, Ted.
Yeah, I was wondering why you were reading out things that I couldn't see.
Are you on live chat or top chat?
I'm on live chat. I've flicked between the two, and it seems to have thrown me up some more messages.
Come on, you have to read on live chat, or you'll miss half the comments. The live chat.
Apple says, talking of painkillers, it's time for mine to go down my gullet. Night, all. Good night. See you next time.
Hello, mate. Take care.
Yeah. I've taken, since I've had my I haven't had my hip repaired, but yeah, since the pain sort of gone in my hip, I've come off the painkillers, which isn't as much fun during the day now.
When you say if you had a little man come around with his extension cable and a ladder and have a bit of a work with him.
Yeah. The pain seems to be easing or not as regular in my hip now. So yeah, I've decided to cut back on the painkillers and just take them recreationally in future.
Told you, Ted. If you weren't a ballet dancer in your youth, you're not going to be a ballet dancer now. Give up the dream.
No, I think it's the boots that do it. Yeah, I'll never make a ballet dancer in them boots.
And the skin tight leggings, it's not a look way, really, is it?
Jason Martin's got a good question. What's your desert island kit? It can exist or fictional.
Oh,
can I just be on a desert island with the entire Games Workshop warehouse? That'll do me.
It's a tough one, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't really have one.
No. The difficulty for me is that I start a build, but I get bored of things really quickly, especially when I start thinking about the next build. So,
Eagle Transporter, I'd do. That's that kind of growl build, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean I can't do it again, but yeah, because if I say it's this kit, then within a week of starting it, I'll have got bored of it, and I do get bored very easily. So I don't really know if I have a great kit.
A one-to-one kit on a desert island. It would have to be a one-to-one raft, I guess.
Oh yeah. A one-to-one non-crashing FedEx rescue vessel.
Steve, go on.
Oh, go on. Have you done yours, Chris? You haven't said yet, have you?
What?
Chris hasn't done his desert island kit, did you?
I haven't got one. I said I haven't got one, but I still haven't got one. So no.
I was paying attention, Chris.
I can't do reading and listening at the same time.
EC Idaho's the 148 transporter as well.
Steve 131 says bubble top 124th, Ted, not as relaxed as you sent me grey. Your Typhoon, you did the bubble top Typhoon, didn't you?
Oh right, yes. The bubble top,
the same one. Or he's got one. It's not as relaxed as you, so I guess he's got a slightly difficult one.
Yeah.
Michael Jackman is asking who's doing what's in store this week.
Yeah, it's Chris's what's in store this week. Another couple of minutes and we'll go across into what's in store. I do remember now. Yeah, Steve actually is the one that has messaged me. I didn't put the two and two together to realise who Steve 131 was. But yeah, I'm with it now. I'm with it now.
Yes. The handy tip for you, by the way, when it's Chris's what's in store, he will briefly show you for about 3 seconds the description of the item on the eModels store webpage. Make sure to read all of it.
Vincent's in. Mr. Lofts. Hello, Vince. Hope you're doing all right, mate.
Good evening.
I don't know why, but David Moore just randomly says Nancy Sinatra.
These boots are made for walking.
Modelmaking Mayhem says he's on live chat, which breaks from time to time, but switching from live to top will make it sort of itself. But you know, YouTube being YouTube, considering someone can't put the correct programming in. David Moore says life-size working millennium falconum. Andrew Preston asked the proper question, grown-up question. What's the best gloss acrylic lacquer? There's no such thing as an acrylic lacquer. It's an acrylic oil lacquer.
I don't usually do gloss. So I don't know.
I don't know either. No, can't help it there.
One, because if you're doing like a shiny car or a shiny plane or something, your best bet is not to actually use gloss paints anyway, because they don't come out right. They're not. It's better to use a matte color and then a proper gloss coat over the top that creates the shine, like on a real car. Gloss paints are often quite tricky to get them to cure properly and flat, or they come out bubbly. They're a bit of a pain to use. If you're trying to do a shiny vehicle, it's actually better to simulate a real vehicle which has a matte paint and then a gloss coat. And if you're doing that, lacquer gloss coats are better because they're often sandable. Acrylic gloss coats usually aren't durable enough to be properly wet sanded. Some of them can be, but you need to. Anybody in chat who's better at doing cars and such will be able to better advise.
Yeah,
because we're not
2K or something, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
should doing shiny cars and that.
I mean, none of us are real proper experts on shiny cars and bikes and stuff, but
or real proper experts.
Well, yeah, or real.
Or proper.
Yeah.
I'm feeling a little bit picked on. Ian Thompson says, if Chris is doing what's in store, I better get me thinking cap on. I'll accept that.
Yes, yeah.
But Paul Lyne says, if Chris is doing what's in store, I'm having a lie down afterwards.
Yeah, I think these.
It's not bad though. You're making people think, Chris. You're giving their brains a bit of a workout.
But I don't know if they like it or not.
Well, the brains
all right.
It is an easy one this week. Trust me.
Nobody likes things that are good for them, Chris. That's how the world works.
That's true. Yeah. I do notice that you three didn't put any answers in the chat when I put in the links.
Nah, we ain't got a Scooby when it comes to yours, mate. It's like, you know.
I had an idea, but there was a couple that threw me as usual. There's one where there's no link to whatever I'm thinking. So
I think Ted Attenborough's getting invaded by the insects there, isn't he?
I think the smaller one of the three is actually called for backup because there's two of them.
Oh, you've got three of them calling in reinforcements now, mate.
Are you sure you've not just got like a hatching event going on? I think I'm going to need to examine this loft shortly for a body.
Yeah.
You're just sitting there going, oh, well, the one time I could do with a carp.
Yeah.
They're going for the lights now.
Yeah. Please send your Venus flytrap seeds to Ted at eModels.
Having said that, have you got your loft hatch open, Ted?
It's always open.
So every creature in the house will be drawn to the hundreds of lights in your loft.
It is, and the
also
heat. Yeah, the heat generated in here is actually fetching the whole of the wildlife out.
Yeah. So if you ate half an apple and left it in there.
Yeah, you see the hatch is over there, the light is over there, so they go.
I bet if Model Making Chicken was around, she'd be having fun with them.
Oh yeah. If
there's one, I just saw it. That's a good camera, Ted. If we can see the creatures on your
well, it is Cumbria, you know. Things are quite big up here. It's a radiation. But, yeah, I think there's the wife's downstairs on the plotting table. We've got inbound on 4-3 degrees and pushing them.
Broadsword, boy. Little one on the desk, like getting all keyed up, and there's a little guy there going, plenty of it, flood the cowling. Where we Desert Island Kits, somebody did actually say we get an Ian Thompson, using actual words. Ian Thompson has done a haiku for us. He's done a pigeon haiku. Through dappled sun, the angry flap of a pigeon's wings.
Oh. Graham Evans already left. He's calling it a night because he had a flu jab. So good night, Ian, if you're still with us.
Yeah, take care. David Moore, we've done that one. Anders Ericsson says it might be building my desert island kit that I've been building for the past year. That'll be the Panzer IV then.
For the Panzer IV, all of it.
Ian Thompson asked a model question. He says, "What about C1 metallizer with a gloss coat?" C1 metallizer is fantastic. A gloss coat, it depends on the gloss coat. Because for a lot of metallic products, not just C1 metallizer, but other powders and metallic paints, if you put a gloss coat over the top, it can sometimes kill the metallic sheen. So with some gloss coats, if you spray them over C1 metallizer, it'll just look grey. With some of them, it won't make any difference and it'll still look like metal. And some it'll just dull it a bit. If you can, the best way to do C1 metallizer, which if you don't know what it is, it's a metallic buffing powder. I've got some here somewhere.
Fingerprint dust.
I can't get to it, but eModels have some in stock. It's basically metallic. You put it on. It's basically like a graphite type powder. It's not just graphite. You put it on. You buff it on. It's like a metallic coat. The best way to have it is not put anything on top of it at all, because that way it keeps its metallic sheen perfectly. A gloss coat will always reduce the metallic sheen a bit. There is a gloss varnish from AK Interactive called, I think, Gauzy, which is supposed to be quite friendly towards metallics. And there might be an Ammo by Mig metallic varnish as well, which is designed for metallic colours, and that can be quite friendly to them as well. But there's always the risk that if you put too much on it, just makes it into grey. It's like if you put graphite on a model, if you've done graphite weathering on edges to get that little sheen of bare metal, and then you spray it with a gloss varnish, it looks grey. So if you can, possible based on whatever you're building, leave the C1 metallizer as the last thing you do and leave it unvarnished. I've got an entire 2.5 foot tall mega sized unicorn Gundam downstairs that I completely did all the armor in C1 metallizer, and it's not got a touch of gloss varnish on it, and it's in perfect condition because it's quite durable. As long as you don't go handling it all the time. If it's a shelf queen, get the C1 metallizer on there, just leave it. You don't have to varnish it.
Yeah, moving on from that. Steve131 says, do any of us build part works? Well, I don't personally, but I know that you other guys do.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm doing the big Valentino Rossi 1/4 scale bike.
1/4 scale?
1/4 scale, yeah.
Jeez, nice.
It is massive, mate.
Who's that from? Is that a D'Agostini or?
It's from Model Space.
Yeah, 1/4, that's quarter size. That's going to be as big as
it's 5 kilograms it weighs.
Yeah.
Did you just say 1/4? That's quarter size.
Yeah.
I think it's past 10, does it?
It doesn't, does it?
It's going to be almost like a monkey bike, isn't it?
It's about the size of one of the pocket mini moto bikes.
Yeah. So you can sit on it and
go. I've actually got a mini moto bike still in the boot of my car, mate.
Go on, Chris. What are your part works?
Yeah, I'm doing the D'Agostini X-Wing and the Hachette Terminator.
Terminator, come on.
Both about halfway through.
Get to the legs already. I am.
You've got to do an Arnie soundboard for him, haven't we?
Come on. I can't.
It comes with some sound, apparently.
Sometimes I can do it. Sometimes I can't.
Yeah, do the voices, and I'll build him a soundboard and ship it up to him.
You want to press a button so it goes, "You came here in that thing." I'm doing. I've got the D'Agostini X-Wing as well. I'm doing that. It's the 1/18 scale X-Wing fighter, and I'm also
bigger than that.
Bigger than that, yeah. It's about as big as that one that's behind Chris on the blueprint.
It's exactly the size of the one behind me on the blueprint because that's the 1-to-1 scale blueprint that came with the part.
Yes. So I'm doing that as well, and I'm also doing the Hachette. That's the D'Agostini. I'm doing the Hachette's Warhammer Conquest part work, which I've just finished the last bit of assembly on it. Apart from some Space Marine bikes, which we won't talk about. And I'm going to be starting to paint those in the coming months, slowly but surely. And Ted, you've not done any part works, have you?
I've not done them, no. Some of the subjects had a bit of an interest to me, but then looking at the cost of them, and no, it's not really my bag, really. So I just
you didn't want to do the big Hachette Bismarck.
No, I didn't want to do the Bismarck. I didn't want to do the Titanic, and I think Route Master was there.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it was my reward for giving up smoking, because the money I used to spend on smoking got spent on the part work. So yeah.
Perhaps that's how I should do it. Perhaps if I took up smoking and then gave up.
And then gave up, you could get Mrs.
That'll
Ted
do
to
it,
let you do a part work.
I'm very lucky in that D'Agostini actually sent me. They're actually sending me the X-wing. I can't quite figure out how that happened, but they're providing that for me, so I'm getting that free. But
It's because, like Chris, you're an influencer.
Yeah, it's because you're a guru, mate.
Yeah.
But the Hachette one is my very good friend, our patron George, is actually funding that, so we're splitting it half and half. So I mean, they're not cheap things to do. They are a bit pricey. But then again, you know, for most of them, you're getting something for a lot less than you pay for it if you bought the real thing. Like the X-wing that me and Chris are doing, if you were to buy an actual studio scale X-wing, which is based on one of a few different resin and metal, and you were to get it built and painted, you're paying thousands of pounds for it. So.
And the cost is spread over a couple of years, so it's not an initial lump sum.
Yeah. For the most part, they're actually really good value for money for what you get.
Yeah, I'm sure that these part works are good because you guys have built them, and but I always have a fear that you might get halfway through, and because it's not selling, they'll pull it. You know, so you're stuck with half a build.
No, they've been the companies that are like things like Hachette and D'Agostini and stuff. They've been around for long enough now.
I mean, they normally do an initial production run, don't they, of X amount of complete, and put them aside for the subscribers, people that do the subscriptions and that. And,
most of them will do like the first 2 issues as a quick test run and see what demand is, and if there's no demand, they'll just kill it there and then. And you spent a few quid. If there is demand, they'll kick with it. But I think it's from what I've read, it's what I've been found out. It's incredibly rare that they ever kill a production halfway through.
No, I don't think it ever really happens. Paul Lyne says he just started on the D'Agostini Millennium Falcon. Foxx knows about that.
Yes, I know all about the first 10 issues where you build the cockpit. When you see where you get this massive studio Millennium Falcon, which is not cheap, but it's about $3,000 cheaper than if you were to go and buy the Master Replicas version, which is pre-made and pre-painted and costs about $6,000, so a lot more expensive than $3,000.
Yeah.
Than more. So for what you pay for them, it's based on the 130. No, it's not. It's based on the 32-inch Falcon from Empire Strikes Back.
It's that time again. Can we do the thing?
Yeah. Chris is now in a hurry to do his what's in store. He's been keen. He's been itching all night to do his what's in store.
I'm excited.
So it's now time to go across to Chris, where we'll explain all about the what's in store and how you can take part to win an eModels mug.
They missed out the other lines.
Well, I'll let Foxx do the talky thing first because he likes doing that.
You're not going to press the button?
No, I haven't pressed the button yet.
You haven't pressed the 10 button?
No, I'm not going to press the button because it takes on. We're doing it live, so see.
eModels mug, an eModels mug, an eModels mug.
eModels mug.
eModels mug.
eModels mug. There we go.
You're going to do the what's in store. If you've not seen one of these before, I don't know how. Basically, Chris is going to go through some items he has selected from the eModels store. Now, these could be, they might have one of these in stock, they might have 20 of these in stock, they might have 1,000, but we don't know how many they've got. So keep your eyes peeled, go through the items in the store. If any of them tickle your fancy, Ted.
Sorry, I was looking at the chat. Basket.
Yes, and don't because we don't know how many there are. If you want to pick something up as you go through and we see it, don't leave it sitting around. Get it in your basket, get it checked out, because there might be only 2 in stock. And if somebody else snaps it up before you've paid for it, it's theirs, not yours. So go have a look. But there will be a theme. And when we come back, Chris will ask you all to guess what the theme is in the chat. Do not put your answer to the theme in chat before Chris asks. Because if you put in the chat what you think the theme is, apart from the fact you just told everybody the answer, we'll also give you the finger of shame.
Finger.
Yeah.
Finger of shame.
Finger of shame. Yes. So the first person to get the answer correct as to the theme, after Chris has come back and said go, will win an eModels mug. But if you answer before Chris says go, we'll ignore you. Now, do keep in mind, of course, we see the chat differently to you guys. You see yourself first in the chat because it's your chat on your computer. We, of course, see the chat in the order YouTube receives it. So even if you look like you're first on your screen, you may not be first in the actual chat. So
you know what? You haven't done your refresh and drag for a while.
Oh, yeah. If you want to make sure there's no lag between the video and the talking, hit refresh on your browser. and drag. Drag the slider that way. Refresh and drag.
And drag.
Make sure you're up to date. I think me and Ted are going in different directions now.
I'm sure that's time. Right, so I shall try. I'm trying to do this a different way tonight, so they can actually see what I'm doing. So I shall bring up the thing like that, so you can all see the first item. And while I'm doing that, I shall swip across and share my screen, so
Have you not
I can
while I was doing all my
move
talking?
it up for you lot, because you lot can't normally see it. So there we go. There we go. That's what we're looking at tonight. The first item is the Mini Art 135th Street Fruit Shop.
What street fruit? I like the sound of street fruit.
Shop.
Street fruit.
It's fruit from a street.
Fruit.
Unassembled plastic model kit. Box contains model of Street Fruit Shop. This is not a toy.
I like the fact you get clear parts for the top of the ice cream freezer. I like that.
Well, you have to, otherwise you wouldn't be able to see what's in it.
Oh yeah, it would make sense, wouldn't it? Mini Art are really good at doing these funny little sort of extras for dioramas and stuff and things like that. So I do like some of the stuff they do. I think you get a lot of the stuff is you see it sort of angled towards sort of Middle Eastern theatre of combat modern combat type settings, don't you? If we're perfectly honest about it, you even get the plastic chair like Bowler's car boot sale market. Everybody has one of them they sit on. Yeah,
Bananas on a sprue. Okay.
On a sprue. So yeah,
And
Mini
other
Art.
things that you can't tell what they are until you colour them in. I don't know.
Who knows what fruit?
They all look like eggs to me, but they're probably not.
Yeah, they could really bring life and colour to your diorama with it.
Yes.
A full selection of fruit.
And we'll just get question chat like, how do I pay to kumquat?
What colour is a kumquat? What shade of orange?
I don't even know what a star fruit is.
Yes. There we go. So that's the first one. I must admit I can't see chat while I'm doing this, so I haven't quite got my system sorted properly so I can see everything that's going on. But there we go.
What I would say with that is get yourself a 1/35th scale Ford Cortina and do it so that it's driving into it and all the fruit's going everywhere because he's doing like a proper...
No, you need cardboard boxes. The fruit stall's no good. You need cardboard boxes.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
Yeah. Right, moving on. The second one is from Foxx will like this one. It's the 132nd, so it's not quite the same scale as the street scene. General Grievous's Starfighter.
Well, this is technically from the animated series, which is acceptable.
Is this one with William Shatner in it?
No.
Oh.
K9.
Oh no, it's Star Wars. Sorry, I was just thinking.
It's Star Wars, yes. Yeah. So yes, there we go. I don't know if that was ever really seen in the film.
No, it was seen.
It was in the series, probably. Yes.
I assume it wasn't in there. I can't think it was in the films. It was in the animated series a few times, and the animated series was fine. Movies not so much.
What more can you say about that? It's an easy kit. It's 32 parts. It's 209mm in length. So it's just a fun, quick build kit. But they're,
Yeah, a nice an easy weekend kit. Something to get the kids build along with the kids. Get them to build it while you're sat at the bench doing something else. But yeah,
they are the market.
Yep.
Yeah. It kind of looks like a poor man's Batwing.
It's got that sort of vibe to it, isn't it? Yeah.
But in the animated series, it's got kind of a nice sort of knackered old rat rod kind of vibe to it as well. It looks like that kind of shit. It's quite cool in the animated series.
Right, the third one tonight is the Mr. Hobby Cutie Girls Figure Fresh Colour Set. I put this one in for Ted because we had that last one for Foxx, so we got this one for Ted with flesh tones.
Last one for me, was it? Thanks.
Yeah, it's got the colour of one of them boxes that you might find in some sort of advert in the back of a Sunday newspaper.
Say flesh tones. It's not really flesh tones. It's pale orange, carrot orange, milky peach, and coral pink. So
it's anime
fleshy-ish.
It's for, yeah.
But obviously it's designed for your lady figures.
Oh
yeah.
So yeah.
Ted's like, I never used to have that uniform when I was in the police.
Yeah.
That would have made the plonks look great.
Yeah.
Figure fresh from Mr.
Ted
Colour.
a bit quiet, do you think? You look at him straining his neck. He's like, look at that.
Yeah,
I'm
feeling faint, and my glasses have misted up.
I don't know. I've not used Mr. Colour paints myself, but they look lovely.
Yeah.
All the blood's rushed away from my head.
Ted's like, must get bigger monitor.
Let's get better glasses.
And of course, being the third item, this is the one that everyone has to buy.
Yes, you all have to buy this item regardless of whether you want it or not. This is the one you need.
I'm sure it'll come in a plain paper envelope or something. So, right, the fourth item tonight.
Delivered in discreet packaging.
There is probably some deep logic behind why that set exists, but not being Japanese.
The Italeri 148. I don't know. Is that word? Is it Piasecki? Piasecki H21 flying banana.
Yeah.
I don't know Piasecki.
You see, when it comes to aircraft, it's all numbers.
Yeah.
Why does that like have a real sort of Dan Dare vibe to it?
It's got a photo etch in it.
It's bent in the middle. That's just
it really is bent in the middle. I don't understand the.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever seen, but also excellent at the same time.
You obviously have to be really careful when you're loading stuff in it, because if you put it all at the back,
yeah, kind of amazed it flew.
Yeah. Why did they put that shape in it and not just build it straight?
Yeah, because all the cargo would just flump down into the middle, wouldn't it? Imagine being sat on the back bit. Oh, well, I've got the bit at the back, have I? Thanks.
It doesn't look bad in the picture, but when you see the sprues for it, it's quite interesting.
It's got a real Dan Dare vibe to it in the picture, anyway.
I'm sure there's a reason for it.
Yeah.
Apparently, I'm close enough with the name.
When they realised that they could, they never stopped to think if they should.
B3 says, Foxx, the words logic and Chris should never be used in the same sentence.
Yes, they're all. There is a logical theme connecting all of these things.
Easy Idaho explains that Piasecki is the name of the designer.
Yes.
I probably wouldn't want my name on that. I'd be like, no, don't put my name on it. No. Scale model Muse off. Scale model Muse has gone to work.
All right, bye.
Latest Muse.
Although you've probably already gone.
Don't work too hard.
The penultimate item tonight is, again, something else that I've not had any occasion to use. I haven't used any of this. Candy lemon yellow enamel lacquer.
It doesn't look lemon yellow, does it? But then
it
again,
doesn't. But
look at the staining on
the writing is. I don't know. I'm assuming it changes colour when you paint it.
Look at the staining on the top of the bottle. It's more like that. It's a very, very transparent paint, basically. You spray it over a chrome. You see how the top of the bottle's like a kind of yellow tint, because as if it's been shaken, and that's the residue.
More like a filter.
Yeah, kind of. But it's because not all candy paints are like sparkly. Some candy paints aren't designed to have sparkles in them at all. Some of them are actually neat, clear paints. If you look at that little test model that's got there, what you tend to do with these is one of the things you can do is spray it over chrome, and it gives chrome that subtle tint. So it's not. It's like Ted says. It's like a filter almost. You spray it on so thinly that it's tinting the chrome, but it needs to go over a chrome surface to get that effect. Instead of a lot of candy paints are paint with the metal flake in it, but a true candy paint should be a chrome or shiny undercoat with transparent paint on the top. There's not always flake in candy paints. So not in all of them anyway. And that's what this kind of thing is. It's like that kind of clear candy paint. I'm going to put my phone on mute.
Right, the last one tonight is a book, the Ammo Jimenez Sherman, The American Miracle. It's obviously just a book about the Sherman tank.
Yeah, this is the item tonight that threw. I think probably the same item that threw Foxx as well. Couldn't work out the link. Well, I'm sure you'll explain soon.
I'll pop back and explain the link. I'll nip back through all of them. Was that really? That's the only one that confused you? Okay.
It's probably something in the last sentence of the blurb.
Yeah, it'll have
no. All of these are quite easy. They're quite easy. Right, the first one is the Mini Art 135th Street Fruit Shop.
I really want a melon now.
No,
this one
132nd Rebels well, General Grievous.
This one confused me as well.
Cutie Girls. Flying Banana. Lemon Yellow. And the American Miracle. Right, I shall stop sharing. So that should be coming back to me. Let's make sure it is actually me. It is me, right? So that's it for tonight. What's the theme? Go! I'm waiting for everybody to get it right really quickly because it's really easy tonight.
Yeah, but we need to say hi to TK anyway.
There we go. Bill Lewis is in there with fruit. Yep, fruit is the theme.
Yay, well done, Phil Lewis. You've won yourself.
Fruit. Everyone's coming in a bit late, but Phil Lewis, you have won. If you want to send an email to what is written up there, ted@emodels.co.uk.
Yep, it's up there.
And we shall show you what's what. And I'll nip back to the view to show you what's what.
Yeah,
I know these lot can't see it now, but there we go.
.co.uk. Make sure to include your name, your address, and put your phone number in as well, just in case the courier wants a phone number on the package.
Yeah,
You never know.
You want a mug, and we'll get the guys to send a mug out to you.
Yeah, the mugs usually come by Royal Mail, but send us your address. Send us your phone number anyway.
Now I need you to explain how General Grievous and a Sherman.
Right, I'm going through the easy ones. Obviously, it's fruit shop. It's fruit. It's a fruit shop. There you go. Fresh fruit. Obviously, you get the fruit colours: orange and carrot and milky peach and stuff, and maybe the orange. We have the flying banana. Obviously, it's a banana. Lemon. Obviously, lemon's a fruit. Which one would you like first?
You're not screen sharing, by the way.
I am, just not to you.
No, we're looking at you.
You're looking at me, but they're looking at the screen. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Doing what?
What would you like? The Sherman tank book or the General Grievous?
General Grievous. How does that get into fruit?
General Grievous. There we go. General Grievous. It's a starfighter, and in the middle of starfighter there is the word fig.
Oh, that is lame.
Yes, yeah. Well, it is Chris's turn, isn't it?
So yep, there we go. We have a fig.
Now the pink paint.
The pink. Oh yeah, pink is one of the paints like apricot or something.
One of the pinks in the girl things was pale orange.
Okay, but then Sherman. I mean, that's got the word Herm in the middle.
No, Sherman. It's the American miracle.
Eh?
And it's the miracle fruit.
Oh, miracle fruit. That's not the actual proper name of the miracle fruit. I just can't remember what it's actually called. Is that the one that changes your taste round?
That's the one. Yeah, makes you taste nice things when it's nasty and stuff, and nasty things taste nice and things.
I do need to try that one day.
There we go.
Miracle fruit. Who's going to remember the fig?
David Moore says Chris has been watching 321 reruns.
What is the largest state in America? Texas.
Yeah.
TK's in.
Hello,
What's
TK.
the Sherman fruit? Yeah, I've explained that one.
Modelmaking Mayhem says, I'm just going to buy a mug.
Anders says, I managed to figure out another one of Chris's books in stores. I must be getting easy.
Paul Lyons thought the link with General Grievous was it was a star fruit. As in starfighter, star fruit.
Is there a star fruit? I don't know.
Yeah.
Remember when we were doing comments about the little fruit stand that I mentioned star fruit? It's a real thing. Also called anise. Chris, they were bad, says Gemma.
Yeah.
Oh well.
East Idaho says Alaska.
Oh right.
No, East Idaho. It's not. You won't get the reference. It's an old clip of an old quiz show where the guy was asking the question, and the question was, "What is the largest state in America?" And the answer was on the card was Texas, but he fluffed it and he actually said, "What is the largest state in America?" Texas. It's an old British thing.
That's another reason that punctuation is important.
Yes, I know it's a quote from something. Yeah.
Right, whose turn is it next week then?
It's Colin's next week.
Colin's next week.
Yeah, nice easy one, folks. Next week, normal service will resume.
Yeah, normal service will be resumed.
I thought that was an easy one. Yeah, there we go.
He's gonna have 5. He's gonna have 5 kits, each one number 1 to 5, and the theme will be numbers.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, when we do Chris's what's in store, it's 10 minutes of doing what's in store and 20 minutes explaining it.
20 minutes of diagrams. We need a telecaster so we can do all the diagrams and arrows on the screen and stuff.
Yeah, we have the swingometer here. We'll move the swingometer over to that side and we explain.
Yeah, there we go. Nice, just for fun. This one here. Here's all the column with the things that you bought. Here's the one that you don't know what it is.
Just imagine that mad scientist with that big mathematical equation behind him on the green board, can't you?
We'll have to get Heinz Wolf in just to explain it.
Yeah.
Hello, Heinz Wolf. That's his name.
Oh, the great egoist. Yeah.
That was not a German accent. That was. Let's just move away from that and very quickly.
Yeah, I need to give up doing accents. Yeah. Oh, right. Where are we up to now?
It's not working. I've got to do a winner from last week, haven't I?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we gave away a thing. What did we give away? I don't remember.
Yeah, we
I
do have a giveaway from last week. We can't remember what the thing is, but we're giving it away
I
anyway.
can. Shall I do a magic
I think
screen?
it was a tank, wasn't it? So while we are all in a shambles, you've got a couple of seconds to dash across to last week's video to comment on it, and you might win a thing.
I shall quickly zizz across.
I've got these bugs now. They're doing full motion flying. They've just come across and like banked over.
Oh, they're proper.
Oh, I remember it now. This was the one we got Colin to read out the name, wasn't it?
Plenty of it. Yeah, so Colin, what are we giving away this week?
A T90.
A tank.
Yes. Is it sharing on me, by the way? Is it locked on me?
Yes.
Lovely.
I'm a professional, I am.
I know what I haven't done. Can you take it off me for a second? I have to stop screen sharing. I've got to
I
bring
can
up
take
last
it off you, but then somebody else will still be able to see it. But
yeah, I'm going to stop. It's not screen sharing again, am I? I've stopped. I need to get last week's video up.
at least one of us is a professional.
Professionalism.
See, we told you there's still lots of time that you can go across and comment on last week's video.
We like to give you time enough to do the thing with it. What date was it last week? 12th, wasn't it?
Yeah, we've only had a week to get ready to do this pick, but haven't we?
I thought you would have got the DS9 reference of, well, take 7 from 9, 12, you know.
Yeah, but that was a Voyager reference.
Voyager reference.
Oh, is it?
That's why it
Who's
didn't
the
work.
bird? Oh, it's Major Kira, isn't it, in DS9? Yeah.
Which reminds me, how are you getting on with DS9? We'll do that in a minute.
Episode 5.
Good girl. Right, is it locked on me again?
Of course.
Right, there we go. In a silly hat from last week.
It was silly hats last week.
Right, yes. So last week we asked you to do an amusing comment about Russia, because of course we are doing a Russian tank giveaway. We are giving away I can't see it behind my camera, the Zvezda 1/72 scale Russian T90 MS, which is a massive big tank, MBT.
It might be MC, it says on the book. Oh, it says MS as well.
Yeah, it's an MBT, which is a massive big tank.
Massive big.
It's a beautiful 1/72 scale kit, and look at the detail on that. That's stupid. That's ridiculous for a 1/72 scale kit.
Yeah, it's mint, isn't it?
It's a size of kit that if you're away on business, you could stick it in your suitcase with some glue and some paint, and then just build it on your little desk in your hotel.
Well, we all tried to sneak a kit in the suitcase when we go on holiday, haven't we? It's like, yeah, just pack that away.
Yeah.
I remember going on holiday.
So that's the back of a Baneblade there, almost. But yeah, it's got tons and tons of detail in that kit. It's a fantastic little kit. Great. To my memory, when I was a kid, 1/72 tanks were like garbage because they had like 5 parts. They looked terrible. Nowadays, 1/72 kit is just, they can be as detailed as you want 1/35. Anyway, we're giving one away free. So shut up. It's brilliant. You can't complain about it. So yes, gives you a paint guide for Zvezda and Tamiya. I didn't know Zvezda did their own paints. Anyway, we're going to give that away. So we need to go to last week's video. Let's have a look at. Now we're going to read some. Can you guys see the screen?
Yep.
No, not really.
Let's read some of these out. You have to do a Russian accent.
No, I can't see the screen then.
Yeah, you can. Too late. That's why I asked you first. Let's have a look. In Mother Russia, model makes you, says Ian Thompson.
You keep moving it.
Nope.
No, you moved it. No, because somebody speaks, then it flips off. I can't read it.
I'm just worried that you're going to move it halfway through. So
I'm not going to move it until somebody speaks. You can look.
Mark Scope says, in Mother Russia, the KGB knows you better than Santa.
That wasn't a Russian accent.
It was a Russian doing a British accent really well.
Ted, if you click Fox's square on the screen, it'll stay on him.
Yeah, I am, but he keeps moving it up.
It is stay drawing, but it still moves. Yeah.
Phil Lewis, in Russia, vodka's an acceptable brush cleaner.
I think that'd be illegal to waste it as a brush cleaner, to be honest.
See, my Russian's getting good, mate. You was convinced, weren't you?
I know. It was almost like I was in Wales.
David Moore says, in Mother Russia, no, I won't do accent. You don't hunt bears, bears hunt you.
I love the way you say you won't do it, and then you carry on doing it.
I've just tried scrolling the screen.
Yeah, I just thought about doing that. It didn't work.
Oh, what a pilchard.
Model Making Trucker says, every country has its own mafia. In Russia, the mafia has its own country.
When are you going to do the Russian accent?
I don't know.
Michael Jackman says, where do you find the nuclear vessels?
That's a Voyage Home reference.
Yeah.
I got that.
What's that,
Yeah.
Star Trek Voyager?
Yeah, no, Star Trek The Voyage Home.
Oh,
Really?
right.
Let's have a look. A last minute random comment, says Red Leg. I seem to have gone into Khajiit mode.
Oh, a man's got a good one. Read that one.
Yeah, that's great.
Flammity flum flum flum. Plug this into Google Translate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Andy M says Russia has the highest capacity McDonald's in the world, capable of seating 700 people. Two others, one in Germany and one in the USA, are larger but seat fewer.
Ah.
And one last one. Paul Lyon says Mother Russia doesn't mess with Mama Fox because Mother Russia knows better.
Yes.
All right.
That
Anyway,
sounds about right.
so let's pull some winners. So
Now I've just tried to scroll the screen, but yeah.
hooray, you're all in. So let's just get some stuff pulled because we've given people more than enough time now to get the comments in. If you've not put comment on there by now, you're an idiot. So let's get this pasted in there. So that's last week's video. Get the YouTube comments.
Is this going to randomly pick a comment?
It's going to randomly pick a comment at raw. Look at that creature.
Is it going to pick them randomly from YouTube?
It is. It's going to pick them randomly from YouTube, randomly at random. Look at that creature.
Is it going to coincidentally give you a clue who the winner is by having a big button that says winner?
It might well do that. Are we ready?
Yeah.
Give me a countdown.
7,
6, 5.
100,
What,
99.
179. 3, 2, 1, back in the room. Boo! You've got to make the noise. Booshakapa, Paul Di Tommaso. I have nothing to say about Russia. We Canadians accept it. That's not Russian. We Canadians accept everyone.
Oh, well done, Paul.
Well done, Paul Di Tommaso. There you go. There's something to cheer you up.
He's over in
Absolutely,
Ontario, Canada, I do believe.
Ontario.
Yeah, is that
Ontario. Is that in Canada, dear?
Oh God, I've done it.
Yeah,
It's Canadian, isn't it?
yeah.
It's
Speaking
Canadian.
of Canada, we must apologise because last week it was Canadian Thanksgiving Day and we forgot all about it.
Yeah, quick, Fox, get your Canada flag.
I was stuck.
Don't fall over.
Well done, Paul Di Tommaso. You've won yourself that beautiful scale Russian strong tank.
Oh, well done, geese.
Yeah, so well done. We expect you to build that and make it look awesome. All you need to do is drop an email to ted@emodels.co.uk with your name, your address, and your phone number, please. We'll need that because it's going outside the UK, obviously, to Canada. Never forget Canada. Canada remembers. No, Canada stands. Oh, shut up, Fox. Anyway, yes, send an email, ted@emodels.co.uk with your name, your address, and your phone number.
The real reason we need a phone number is just that one of us might ring you up during the week just to ask you to confirm your bank details and things like that, and you passwords and things. Yeah, but not that we do.
I'll just phone up and say Canada stands. Yeah, so make sure you put down it's #5065. That's the reference number for that kit. So the guys, because they won't know what prize they're giving away, they just send us a link each week. So put down that you've run that, and that's that. There you go, done, nice and shiny. Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. We are done. You can take it off me now. Thank you.
Yeah, well done, mate.
Yeah, well done, Paul.
And how's that for timing? Look at you. We've just
Look at that. That's like, yeah.
We did that right at the end of the show. It's amazing.
I know.
You'd think we'd even planned it. Yeah.
Us plan anything? Really?
How are we going to fill the next minute and a half?
I ain't planning nothing. I'm going to knock the microphone, but I'm not going to.
Yeah, you could always knock the mic.
Is it musical microphone time?
We could always end on Fox saying moist in the voice of Arnie.
I can't do quiet and Arnie. Come on. I've got news for you. There is no bathroom.
Oh well, yeah. It's time for us to go again. Once again, we've reached the end of another fun-filled night. I've got to, fun-filled night from eModels. Yeah, even with moths.
Moths as well now.
Yeah,
There's a whole gamut of wildlife in there, isn't it?
I just hope that Ted survives till next week.
Yeah.
I'm going to get one of those. Is it gecko or something they call them with a great big long tongue?
I know you said you was filming this week. You're doing a documentary, and here we have a moth.
I think next week we'll just see Ted sat there in like this mosquito net just draped over. Can't point at anything.
Yeah, the whole loft under a tent.
We were covered in moths because they're all like locked onto it.
Then he'll be stuck on the lenses of his glasses. won't he?
Look like he's running around at high speed.
Instead of a car driving at high speed down the road, these moths are flying at me.
Have little wipers on your glasses.
As I say, I think I need to set fighter fuse to fly past that getting all Red Arrow's display team.
Models do not condone the killing and murder of insects by flamings.
Public service announcement.
Don't play with fire, kids. Keep it moist.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think before this conversation lowers itself any further, it's time to leave for tonight while it's safe to do so. So please back out slowly. Until next week, we'll see you all again. But thanks for joining us this week anyway. Thanks. And if you do need anything model related, go along to eModels, eModels.co.uk, and have a look at the website. There's loads of stuff on there. Some of the things you didn't even know were there. Go and have a look.
I
But-
like autoclim.
Yeah. But until next week, thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you all then. Look after yourselves, stay safe, and wash your hands.
Take care, folks.
Bye.
And get die Flammenwerfer. Get it now. Danke.
I don't know what that meant. Bye.
Bye.